Okay, so welcome back to my little small channel. I'd like to thank everybody that's subscribed and liked my videos. Thanks so far. I got a total of 33 subscribers, so that means a lot. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Anyways, today's video is basically about the Fender Eliminator kit. Now, a lot of people know that the manufacturers, they like to put these bulky rear fenders on here, and basically, you know, it's a splash guard for mud and well, not really mud, but more like rain. And they're pretty much bulky, ugly, unsightly, and that's usually the first mod that most people do on these bikes, or actually any bike. But so this video is about basically what I did to do something just a little different than your normal fender eliminator kit that you'd buy either Revzilla or eBay, Amazon, whatever. Some of these kits are anywhere from $20 to $100 some dollars. I know the Yoshimura kit is a pretty popular kit, but it's kind of pricey for what it is. Basically, it's just a little bracket that, you know, comes with a light, and that's pretty much it. The problem with a lot of these kits, though, is that you have to, they're not truly plug and play. And what I mean by plug and play is you snap something out and then you plug it back in. A lot of these kits will basically have you keep the wire, but you'll have to cut somewhere along that harness to plug in their style of light to be, you know, street legal. So you don't want the cops messing with you and pulling you over, so you want to do everything you can to be a little legal. So my problem is I don't want to cut, especially on a brand new bike, the wiring harness. I know it's not big deal to a lot of people, but to me, it's my OCD, and it kind of means something to me. So I decided to make do an alternate route and show how I did it. So basically what I did is I bought a cheap kit off of eBay. I believe it cost anywhere between $20 and $30. And it came with that bracket and basically this lighting system and maybe a little bit of hardware. Oh, sorry, no hardware. So this is what it came with. This light and that bracket. And so what I did was I was pondering this, and I decided to basically take that bracket right there and make it for this style hold. So what I did is I took a step bit from cheap Harbor Freight bit and drilled it out for this diameter right here. And then I did a center line and then made these two holes on this bracket. And then once I did that, I was able to mount this rear stock light to the bracket. Now, the problem that I had to do, well, there's two little things. I basically had to just adjust this bracket and bend it just a little bit to kind of give it that angle. I think this bracket was a little further this way, so this light was kind of touching the rear part here. But that was the one. And then the only other major thing is these two bolts right here, you'll have to loosen up just so I was able to slide my tag underneath. But you can kind of see that there's really not much of a gap there. And so it's real tight. It's real sturdy. I mean, my tag's bent from my previous bike where it squatted suspension and hit the tire. But other than that, you can see that it's a pretty clean install. I did do a little bit of electrical tape right here just to help the weathering and stuff like that, and then tucked it back into this hole. And then when I ran it, of course, I rerouted it and ran it back in right here. This is kind of the hardest part, was snaking it back through here, and then of course ran a little zip tie and made a little clean install. And this is the rear light right here. So, but anyways, I just kind of wanted to make a video. I know this may not be everybody's cup of tea, and because based on that light size, and this one, you know, this one is a lot cleaner install. It's a lot smaller and more discreet, but for me, Like I said, I didn't want to cut or splice or anything else because I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I get vehicles that somebody else cut and did electrical work with, there's always some type of electrical gremlin, corrosion, a faulty wire somewhere. And so if I can keep it stock and if I ever decide to sell it for the next person, I basically can bolt this back on or leave it how it is. But it's a true 100% back to stock mod. So, but anyways, that's just a little quick video of what I did. Hopefully, you know, somebody might like this and or get inspired to do something similar to what I did. It was a cheap way of doing this. Like I said, instead of buying that $100 Yoshimura kit, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. For everybody that's kind of bought one, this is just what I decided to do, just something a little different. And anyways, if you like the video, go ahead and I guess hit that thumbs up. And I'm kind of new to the YouTube world, and it kind of does some algorithms, and it pushes this video out a little further and to get a little bigger audience. But there'll be some more videos coming up here now that spring has arrived, and feels like I'm raining here. But anyways, I just want to say thank you for everybody that's kind of, you know, watched, commented, liked my bike videos. I know there's 1,000 bike channels out there and content, and especially on the ZX14s. But other than that, thank you, and I will see you next time.